start this thing off.
Je ne sais quoi.
Big Jeff Audio.
Je ne sais quoi.
We're gonna get bigger and bigger and bigger.
Gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Go ahead. Let's start this thing off. Okay, we're here. This is episode 1. Big Sound with Big Jeff. I mean, man, I ain't gonna lie, I'm nervous. I'm on the videos. I've been on podcasts. I've been, I'm just not a nervous guy, but I am now. This is awesome. So, want to welcome everybody. We got a lot of stuff going on tonight, so I need you to stick along all the way. It's our first episode, so we're blowing this thing out of the water. We have to announce the 10K winner, YouTube winner at the end. We're going to do multiple giveaways throughout this whole thing, and we got some awesome people on. Bill Braun from Kicker, this guy is the one that runs the marketing. Jacob Fuller, we all know he is from Sundown. That's incredible, the stuff that he designs and the following he has. And then Sean Mayo, who is here for Excess Power, and now, which we're carrying at Big Jeff Audio, Full Tilt Audio Wire, which I'm excited, every color, shape, and size. So this is it. We're here. We're in actually my house right now, which is cool. We're not at the office. I got some of my team here helping us do this up, and we're going to get this show going. So here we go. We got some giveaways, and we're going to go over those. We have 3 of them. In fact, I'm not going to tell you what we'll tell you what it is. We actually have UC31s from Sean Mayo. We're going to be giving away 3 of those. And then we have a pack of Dynamat. It's a new product they came out with. Hopefully the guys are throwing these pictures up on the screen so you can see it. And then we have some a set of some Bose Bluetooth speakers. So we got something for everybody. There's the Dynamat. Perfect. There's the Bose. Next one. All right. We'll go back to that. All right. So our lineup tonight, we're going to start off first with, we're going to bring them on. Let's just bring them on first, and then we'll get into talking to them. So we got Bill Braun from Kicker. You guys want to bring him on? Need some help, guys. There we go. Hey. There's Bill. Hey. All right. And then we got Jacob Fuller from Sundown. There's smoking it up. And we got Sean Mayo. Boy, Sean, you look younger and younger every day, man. You look good. You and Jacob, because I actually saw a picture. You were sitting with JP a year ago, man. You're a whole different person, right? That's pretty incredible. Mm-hmm. And Bill, how long? I'm just curious. We'll get into it, but I'm just real curious because I didn't ask you beforehand. How long you been with Kicker?
About to start my 9th year. I'm the new guy. The average Kicker employee is 13.
Gotcha. Okay. Listen, Sean, I'm going to put you and Jacob in the back. We're going to get Bill on here. We're going to talk about some things, and we'll bring you in, and then we might even have you guys actually pick out some winners for the giveaways, which would be kind of cool. You all will have some time to ask some questions. Understand we want to try to keep the show short. We do have 3 people, so we might not be able to get to everybody, but hopefully if you leave comments in the future, these guys can get on there and respond to you. So Sean and Jacob, we'll see you in a little bit.
All right.
Bill, you want to start off by just kind of giving some away right now?
Ow. Yes. Okay.
Okay. All right. So,
Yeah.
let's kick that off. We got the Dynamat. We're gonna give away some Dynamat. And what we need everybody to do, I'm just checking my notes here. If you can comment the word kicker right now, wherever you're on, Facebook, YouTube, comment the word kicker, one word, that'll actually enter you in it. And then my team will go ahead, while we're talking with Bill, my team will go ahead and we'll pick it, and Bill can kind of announce it. All right, everybody's coming in right now announcing kicker. Excuse me, this is our first night. I'm trying to get myself situated here. Bill, let me ask you this. I appreciate you coming on, but tell me a little bit about yourself and how you got into car audio, and then how you got in with kicker.
I've been in car stereo about 30-ish years. I started out at a shop in North Carolina called Creative Acoustics. They introduced me to car stereo and home audio and pro audio, and I just gravitated towards car. I got into competing and judging, especially sound quality. I decided that I wanted to be in the corporate side, so I ended up working for a couple different companies, including JBL and Harman Kardon, training on the West Coast. Then I left that and worked in Hollywood as a mixer for about 10 years. Did that for a while, and all the while I was writing in Mobile Electronics magazine on and off, and still judging. And Kicker called me and asked to visit, so we did, and they said we needed a videographer, and I started doing that. And then ironically, about a month into it, the social media person went to another position, and they said, what do you think about trying social media? And I said, I can spell social media. I'll give it a try. And I loved it. It was the marriage of reaching out to the world and talking about the stuff I love to talk about. Right. So it was kind of the best of both worlds. And somewhere in between, I ran 3 different 12-volt shops. So I mean, I've been on your side, and now I'm on this side, and I love both of them. I understand.
When did you get into the technical, the social media, the online content? Right? How long ago was that? Because that changes constantly, right?
Oh yeah. It's constant training. I've heard a lot of people say if you're not re-educating yourself every 4 to 6 months, you're behind the curve. And
wow.
So
okay.
I'm constantly retraining. That's part of the world. And to answer your question, I literally had started digital media education about a month into my employment here. I had no clue that this is where I'd end up, but they wanted somebody that spoke car stereo to answer all the questions. So not an engineer, but I've learned a lot from engineers here, and I've been able to answer a lot of questions. And what I don't know, I can ask somebody 50 feet away from me, and well, they're the guy that made the thing.
Right,
so,
right. Well, I'm sure everybody here right now, obviously it's been huge, is the Kicker Solo X, right? Mm-hmm. So that came back in a crazy way. We were talking earlier, and you said it was almost, 9 or 10 years, right, since the last one. How long ago did you start to work on the marketing for that to get everybody ready for this?
On and off. Well, I was also part of a group of people that went to a number of shows. This was not something we just decided to do. Myself and 3 other co-workers went to a number of finals, a number of the larger shows, and scouted them. We talked to people extensively about it. We figured out what was desired and paid very, very close attention.
And I think that's what they're asking. So what did you do to take consideration,
Oh, it's a ton of strategy. Right. It was a ton of strategy. It was listening to you guys. At the end of the day, it was watching your comments, noting them, quantifying them, putting them all together and saying, this is what people want, and then comparing those against the notes that we had as employees. And so and that's one of the nice parts about this company is they do value listening to shop owners, to installers, to the public, and then balancing that against what the engineers have to do to make a product a reality. It takes us on average 3 years to build an amp, but that's the difference.
So do you actually go out to the shows and talk to people? So
yeah, I'll be at Slamology.
Oh, you'll be at Slamology.
Oh yeah.
Is that one of your favorite shows?
Oh, to me, it's the Super Bowl.
Gotcha.
It is by far the best show. I've never been so impressed with the 12-volt sound off, especially in the Basshead world, as I have there. And I've been both judging and attending shows for 3 decades. That's Slamology. I've never seen a show that impressive personally.
Got Daniel Clark here. Love your stuff, Bill. Keep it coming. So I'm guessing a lot of these guys actually know who you are. You're not just behind the scenes. You're out there with the customers, the dealers.
Try to get out there,
meeting these people. Yeah, 100%.
Sure.
That's real cool. So let's do this. We got. Let's go ahead and let's run this giveaway. Right. My guys will go ahead and kick it off, and then
It's giveaway time.
That's so cool.
Yeah. And we'll have you announce the winner, and then the way it'll work is you guys can contact my office at 737 Big Jeff. You can text, WhatsApp, call. You can chat off the website, but you go ahead, Bill, kick it off. They'll hit the button, and then you can announce the winner.
All right. Well, that's a lot of winners. Oh, wait. No. Wait.
There we go.
Thomas Cameron.
We definitely need some background music on that next time for sure. Everybody keep in mind, this is our first show. There's a lot going into these to do them, and we're going to get them better and better, and we're definitely going to pay attention to your comments. Listen, Bill, I want to thank you for coming on. We're going to bring you back. We got some more stuff to give away, and then we're actually announcing. I put my foot in my mouth and said every 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, we're giving some away. And we're well over 13,000, and we're doing the announcement for the 10K giveaway. Unfortunately, it's a different brand. We did a Solo X, which was awesome, but we're going to be announcing that later, and we'll bring you back on. Yeah. All right, I want to thank Bill. If you guys have any comments, make sure you leave them here, and we'll. And
I'll be in the feed, man. I'll be chatting up with these guys if they got any questions.
100%.
I'm here to answer.
You hear it there. Go ahead and send them. Thomas Cameron says, "Hell yeah." I know there's a lot of Kicker supporters in here, so we appreciate it. Next, we got coming up, the man of the hour, Mr. Sundown, Jacob Fuller. Let's go ahead and take a second. We'll bring him on, and we'll see. Let's get inside Jacob's head. So if you didn't know, now you definitely know. We were approved the last day of last year, that Friday, with Kicker to sell their product on our website and out the front door. Totally ecstatic. Company not even 5 years old, 30 employees, and having companies like Kicker and many others that are trust us, right, with their brand. So we got a ton of giveaway stuff. Everything you order from us, Kicker, you're getting something. I don't care if it's a lanyard, koozie, shirt, whatever we got, you're gonna get. We have hats, cups. The more you spend, the more you get. And then here's a cool thing, which I found out, Kicker, along with others, if you buy their amp kit, you get an extra year warranty. Now, what does that mean? Well, Jeff, you're supposed to warranty it. Yeah, 100%, but you can also go to Kicker. Might even be faster. And if it's past a year with us, you go to Kicker. Your part is registered in your name from us by the serial number. And if on that invoice also shows you bought a amp kit, you get an extra year warranty on the amplifier. So, I mean, it's worth it. But here's the kicker. No pun intended. We're going to give away a free amp kit with every amplifier. Okay.
It's talking time.
So, Jacob Fuller, kind of crazy because I kind of just met you, really. I do obviously all my talking through Sean, but, I saw you really for the first time. Was the after hours show you guys did. You had Scotty Johnson on there. But I constantly see your posts, which what I like about the posts, they're just not stupid sayings in that. Like you're constantly bringing up different designs and ideas, which
Yeah.
I think puts you, uh, in my mind, different from other manufacturers. Like you're in it every day. Looks like
Right.
just constantly killing your brain. I mean, making changes, right? So,
Yeah.
we're definitely going to get you involved. We're going to do another giveaway here, and then let's do this. We got a comment. Everybody's going to start commenting the word sundown audio, or sundown will be fine. And then once we're done, we'll go ahead and we'll give something else away. So I think the first thing what we did is we reached out to a lot of people that would say, hey, what would you ask Jacob if you had him on the horn? Where did you find your passion for car audio? I mean,
So this is a kind of funny story. I get, well, not really funny, but I wasn't really into this at all until I was like 17. And I had an after-school job at a car dealership, basically sweeping the floor. And then I met my friend Brandon Sparks, who works at Sundown Audio now, and he sold me my first stereo system because we would hang out and listen to stereos and like cruise around town. And I bought my first system from him. It's pretty embarrassing what it was at the time, so we won't get into that right now. But anyway, I thought it was great. And you know, if anybody's seen me on Facebook, they know I'm kind of a bookworm, kind of a nerd kind of guy. So I just started reading everything I get my hands on about car audio, speakers, electronics, all that stuff. And that continued through college. And then when I was in college, one of my college roommates is actually Nick Lemons, who owns a company called Stereo Integrity. He's still around. He's a small company, but I met him. And, you know, so I saw some of the business side. And around that time, actually is when I met Scotty Johnson, and I met Nick Wright from Incriminator Audio, and I met my actual business mentor, Dan Wiggins, at that same time. And so I just kind of went from there as far as passion. And it started in business in 06, like after I got out of college.
so I know you're not going to tell us what you got, but back then, I mean, car audio was different back then, right? So you had a couple major brands, right? That everybody knew. And then I don't want to call it flea market stuff, but you had a lot of just, you know, flea market stuff. What was the turning point to say car audio was more than just some speakers and amp, when you really not just liked it, but started to really understand there's more to it, right? You know,
well, that was about the time I met Nick Lemons. And, you know, that kind of let me know that doing this for a living is actually something that I could do, you know, because like he was in college with me and he had his company, you know, and he had been dealing with speakers since he was a kid with his dad. You know, so he had done a lot of learning, you know. Then I was like, holy shit, like regular people can do this, you know. So then that's when it really inspired me to want to do it as a business.
So you just had somebody pop up and says, I feel like I'm watching God of Bass. I see even, you know, there you got a big following. You know what I mean? I think a lot of people look up to you, like anybody that has a good story, right? And what I mean by good story is started from, you know, from nothing in a sense, right, and built it up. When you're researching and designing new products, or even kind of making changes for them, because I know you have different versions on things, what gets you most excited about that process?
Solving a problem. So I actually monitor returns and actually monitor Facebook a lot. Like you might see me popping in to try to help somebody with like a warranty or a recon or something like that. So like I just want to see what's a problem, like what's happening. And then I'm like, okay. And then I get really pumped and I'm like, all right, I'm going to make sure this never happens again. You know, that's kind of like my driving force. And then of course, like lowering distortion is like my personal passion. But I get excited about both things. You know, I was like, I want the next speaker to be the one, like say the guy blew up his speaker. No, maybe he was doing something crazy. Maybe he was running double RMS, but I still don't want that guy to break his speaker, you know?
Right.
So that gets me pumped up.
We got one that popped up. Let me pull it back up here. Oh, wrong one. Here we go. Why does it keep coming up? You guys keep touching it. Leave it alone. There we go. I'll read it out loud. It says, Heather Gillen says, how would someone get into audio nowadays, like on the business side? What would be your recommendation on that?
If you want to do what I do or what Jeff does. So that's kind of different, you know? So if you want to do what I do, it's a bit of a technical journey, and it's not as, I hate to say it's not as easy anymore, but back when I was coming up in the field, the forums were a big thing. And on the forums, you could actually get incredibly knowledgeable people that would write very in-depth technical stuff. And I try to do that now on Facebook. So I guess my best suggestion was kind of look up some of the things that I've posted about technical things. Probably your best start for designing loudspeakers would be the Loudspeaker Design Cookbook. That's pretty basic. That's what we like to call low power analysis.
So it's more the research, really. It's like anything. You got to kind of know what you're doing.
Yeah.
I think any business owner, the more you could do hands-on, the better off, right? You can't. There are people that could just buy it, right? You could buy people, you could do it. But I know with me and coming up as fast as we did, if I wasn't the guy that was the computer tech at my office and the networking or Google, and I had to depend on everybody else, there's so many times I've been let down. So I would say definitely is the research, and it seems like that's something you do. I'm guessing. I'm just going to guess. You still read books, don't you?
Yeah, I read usually 50 to 60 books a year on average, sometimes more.
Oh, wow. Okay. I was just guessing. I didn't think it was like that. I just said you seem like that type that, still opens up a book and researches it. Another question we got. What changes have you seen in the industry since you started? What are the
since I've started, I would say the biggest change, as far as I'm concerned, in the subwoofer power amplifier market is that power is cheap. Like it completely changed. Like when I first started the company, my SAZ 1500D was considered a powerful amplifier. And now 1500 watts is nothing. Nothing. And that completely changed the way that subwoofers need to be built. And I'll toot my own horn a little bit. I was a little bit ahead of the game there, like bringing back like high excursion. I say bringing back because during the early 2000s, some companies like JL came out with W7, TC Sounds had the LMS, Dire Audio had the Brahma. They were making high stroke drivers, and then it kind of stalled out. Like everybody just stopped, and it was just mid-level stroke, but then power kept getting cheaper and cheaper and cheaper. And then about 2012 was when I first tooled my new baskets and made my high excursion platform. And that was in response to the cheapness of power.
Right. I definitely see, we've seen chips go up, right, in cost on amplifiers. But yeah, I remember when I was a kid, it was no such, you definitely weren't doing 10,000 watt amps back then. It was just, it was a different situation. Can you give us a little glimpse on, I'm sure everybody's asking, what are you working on right now? I know the SDDN is just started to ship out, which has been crazy. But what is the next? What are you working on now?
So I'm always usually between 1 and 2 generations ahead on R&D. So I've already started on the design for, we're just launching the Nightshade version 6. I've already started on the design for the 7. Started on the ZV7. I've started on the XV4. I have an M series that I'm working on that'll be an entry-level mega platform driver. I started R&D on the Neo SPL version 4, even though the version 3 is the loudest sub in the world right now with sound check. So I've already started on the version 4. I've started on my next generation frame series. That will be for next generation high excursion drivers.
So you got a lot going on. There's a lot going on that's coming down the pipe. I mean, and I guess with the whole excess thing, I heard you say you had a lot more time now to do this type of stuff, correct? That's awesome.
Yes. So this next generation frame platform is going to allow me to make a speaker that I've been wanting to make since I was in college. And it's taken this long to get all the pieces in place. So what that speaker is, and if Bill was here, he would gasp probably, I would say. But I want to make an 18-inch with 6 inches peak-to-peak of linear excursion and 8 inches peak-to-peak of XMEC.
I mean, we're trying to picture that in my head.
Yeah.
Is that something that can be done in a short amount of time? Is that going to be something that you're going to be working on for a period of time?
It's probably going to take me 2 to 3 years. So I have to finish the design and patents for my new frame series. Then I have to do some heavy surround work. The surround is going to be the issue here. I have that W design, but I'm having a hard time getting anybody to manufacture a large one. So that's going to hold me up a little bit. And also I have a motor, actually a combination of 2 magnetic designs that I have patent pending right now. And I have to stack both of them together. So this is like a 2 to 3 year project. So we've actually, we have a patent on the nightshade motor design, and then I have 2 other, I will say, nonlinear magnet design patents, and then I have another linear magnet patent design in the works. So we'll have 4 magnetic circuit patent designs when those are all done. And when I can finally reveal what our flat BL technology is, I think a lot of people are going to be very shocked. It can only be simulated in 3D FEA. Most flat BL architectures can be simulated in 2D. So you can look at like a cutaway, and your program can basically, extrapolate from 2 dimensions to what it's going to act like. But mine is actually complicated enough that that's impossible. It has to be simulated in 3D.
I got one question for me personally. Are you planning to move forward more with power sports?
Yes. Yes. Okay. It's in its infancy, and we kind of put the brakes on because 2022 was a crazy year. But we're going to start pushing that accelerator a little bit again.
I think why it's so important to me is we obviously sell a lot of it. And then getting involved with the NHRA and a race car and sponsoring that, that's a big part, I think, to bring those 2 audiences together is the side-by-sides, the off-road, the marine, stuff like that. Everybody still got a chance while we're talking to Jacob Fuller here, the man of Sundown, to comment Sundown, and we're going to run that. Oh, we already have 56 entries. So we're going to go ahead and kick that off, and we'll let
it's giveaway time.
And man, I'm even.
Who is it? Thumper.
Look at that. All right. So Thumper, give us a shout, 737 Big Jeff, or you could chat in at bigjeffaudio.com Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Jacob, we're going to push you off, but I want to bring you back.
Sure.
Sean actually donated 3 UC31s. And besides our announcement of the winner for the 10K giveaway, I got a little treat to give those away, and I want to get all you involved. So I'm blown away that you came on. This is a big night, our first night. Obviously, we're working on some bugs and things, but it's huge. This is gonna be one of those ones that I'm for sure gonna remember for the rest of my life, and I'm sure my following is gonna remember that. And I appreciate you coming on. Next coming up is gonna be Sean Mayo. I got to say Sundown now, right? Excess Power and Full Tilt. That is a busy, busy man. So he'll be coming up, and we'll do another giveaway.
What version model is this? Hi, I'm Justin from the warehouse, and you're watching Jackass. I'm just leaving it on, boys. Good, top quality footage right here. It is what it is. Reality TV. This is the GoPro Max. Yeah, this can do 3D, bro. See how the lens is like bubbled? But between me and Rocky, we'll eat those things, bro. Oh, ring 6'9", baby. Think about it, bro. What if you go viral for a reason you don't want to go viral? Think about it. Dude, horses are not dumb, man. They kind of scare me. They'll be all quiet, and then they go boom, and it scares the shit out of me. I'm not used to it. I'm gonna get my Konami. Excellent game maker.
Just reading Google News, Derek. It says, is it safe to swim in Lake Okeechobee? I didn't know that was a shallow lake. It's like 10 feet.
Really?
There's like another 30,000 alligators that live in Lake Okeechobee.
So why is it safe then? Like,
it's not. The person asked the question.
Okay. Why do we have so many of these? Oh my god! Never mind. I don't know why. It's actually cool, bro. Like, how many jobs you gonna work at where the owner's like, dude, throw a camera, who cares? Open the gates! Open the gates! Bring out the gates! Open the gates! Bring out the gates! It is what it is. Reality TV. Disclaimer, this is not an instructional video.
It's talking time.
I can't stop laughing. Sean, that's what goes on in my warehouse all day. So just he's like this all the time, man. Sean Mayo, big shout out. Sean and me talk almost daily, sometimes 10 times a day. I think we have our moments where we ignore each other and we come right back. But it's been a huge help with the growth. I'll say he's the only salesman that makes the order for me and knows what I have in inventory before I even know. That's what I'm still trying to figure out. But let's everybody, Sean Mayo, Excess Power, Full Tilt Audio, and now also Sundown, right? That's pretty crazy, man. How do you juggle all that now at a time?
You know, it's a blessing to be able to do both of them, or well, all three of them. Obviously, Excess Power was my first start off in sales. That was what I did for several years, and then I started breaking off a little into Full Tilt, and then obviously Sundown 6 months or so ago became a reality. And all three of those, it's a lot to juggle, but it's a blessing to be able to provide such a wide variety of high performing products to distributors, dealers, and even end consumers. That, like Bill had mentioned earlier, was like at Slamology. I get to meet those people that are running those brands and people that my dealers have talked to, my dealers have sold products to. And it's a cool thing to be able to offer every step from wiring to the battery products to the energy storage to the subs and amps, even connect them with dealers that are good, such as obviously you guys in Florida. You know, that it's a cool thing because you get to kind of go in the entire system and help in every facet.
I think before we go further, we're going to do a giveaway like everybody else. So if you want to comment the word Excess Power, then you'll be entered in that. And this will be the last of that giveaway, which will be a full swag pack. And I'm talking a nice swag pack. So go ahead and get those in and we'll get back to it. Let me ask you this. You also compete too, right, Sean? On top of working as a sales rep for the manufacturers, you compete.
Correct. I competed before I started at Excess Power. That's how I got to know the owner. And then I started competing back again. I took a few years off, and now I compete in that as well. I picked up probably about 6 to 8 months ago again.
Right. So let me get this. So were you a competitor first before you got into the sales, or was it the opposite way?
Yeah. So I've been a competitor for, I think, 7 to 8 years now. And I got into sales probably about 4 years ago officially.
Okay, so I heard you just broke a world record. Am I correct in stating that? I don't want to be like Fox. So is that right? Can you explain to everybody what it is, what you're doing, and what you're competing with?
Yeah, so I have a vehicle that's a Ford Courier. It is a walled vehicle. It's in DB Drag Racing is the organization. And I run Super Street 1 to 2, which is pretty much full throttle, 2 sub limit, no extreme modifications in the front of the vehicle. And that scores a 71.7 was the world record after we backed it up this weekend.
So that just happened this weekend.
Yeah, it just happened this weekend.
Wow. So, I mean, that's some bragging rights, ain't it, man? I mean, everybody talks. I see it online. Yeah. Who's louder, who's not louder. But, I mean, you just did it certified. Yep. Goes down in the record books. Yep. Give everybody an idea. If you could compare that, how loud is that? Like, what could you even compare that to? Is there a way?
It's so hard to explain until you see it in person. The best way I know how to explain it is obviously our doors. We have 2 doors on that Courier, and they're both filled with a lot of deadener. Both of those doors are extremely heavy. They're heavily modified doors, and I have a GoPro inside of my B pillar, inside the front of the cabin. And during that 71.7 in the slow motion, you can see the center of the door from the inside get sucked into the cabin and start to bend and break at the dead center of the door because the hinges and the latches won't let go. And when I got done and went to go open the door, you could literally, the door was warped in the center, like it was almost bowed in to where the subs tried to suck it inside. So the subs, you can literally see the subs and the door flexing at the same time. So when the subs are moving, it's like they're connected on a string to the door and it's pulling and pushing the door out. It's one of the craziest videos I've ever gotten.
Let me ask this, and I forgot for Bill and Jacob, which when we bring them back on, I will. But they can see all this. Obviously, we try to repost your stuff. But where's the best place to find you on social media with the competing?
Usually Facebook. You can find me pretty much anywhere on Facebook. If you look up my name, usually you can find pretty information. We've got a couple of excess power groups, things like that. Obviously, like I said, I should be pretty easy to find on just Facebook. I don't do a lot of the Instagram and things like that, but Facebook is my primary location.
We kind of talked about this, but Big, what is it? Big is land guy. What was the reason that you got into cardio?
So try to make a long story short here. I was in high school, and even before I could drive, I was into audio. I used to watch people like Steve Mead, Scotty Johnson, for example, Jacob Fuller. I wasn't commenting on the forums like they were, but I was watching. I was in high school at the time, probably freshman, sophomore year, and I couldn't afford the cardio. I didn't have a vehicle to put it in, but I was watching videos. I was taking messages. I was saving things, and I couldn't wait till I could drive to get to do my own system. So as I got older, I got into college, and I started selling stuff on the side, anything used like on a Craigslist at the time, because we didn't have Marketplace. I had to find product, and I would find product, find it cheap, and sell it. I just flip it, continually flip, and that's how I started paying for my audio stuff. So I then began to get into competing and selling more stuff on the side of things that I was bringing in, and I started meeting Scotty Johnson, the owner of Excess Power, through competing, and obviously us trying to get sponsorships, because obviously I was a college kid, didn't have a lot of money. And a couple of years in, Scotty, pulled me to the side and was like, "Hey, you should consider coming to work for Excess Power. You've got a gift for doing this." And he's the reason I'm in sales, and he's the primary reason I'm in this podcast, is because he kind of gave me that opportunity to expand within his company. It's been awesome. And as he's continued to grow in his business, is obviously his empire that we joke around about. His empire, he's allowed me to spread my wings and be successful under that. So it's a true blessing to be able to work in this industry and get to compete and get to represent Excess Power and get to have an awesome relationship with guys like in here.
Can you give us a full tilt? Everybody saw we just went live, bringing in the wire, which I'm really impressed. We talked about it today, and I want to let everybody know the first thing Sean asked me was, "What did I think?" And I think sometimes my crew can give better information to manufacturers, because we are a distributor, we're a dealer, and we also have a showroom. So we get to have all assets and see and hear everybody's liking. But give us a little rundown on Full Tilt. To me, when you asked me, the first thing I noticed was the quality, even the RCAs, the length of them, the packaging. I was blown away. I didn't think it was coming to be a flea market thing by far, but I was not expecting that quality and even the packaging. So give us a little input on what is Full Tilt, how did it come about, and where it's at and where it's going.
Yep. So Full Tilt now is obviously its own brand. If you think of zero gauge, we're going to use OFC zero gauge, for example. Our OFC zero gauge, which of course is available from Big Jeff. It's a 10% roughly oversized wire compared to others. It's super flexible. It's got multiple colors. Like I said, it's like the best zero gauge you can get. I hate to say that, but it's just super high quality zero gauge at an affordable price, multiple colors. And even cooler, we've got 12 gauge, 16 gauge, 4 gauge, all OFC. It's just a very high quality product without a crazy wallet size price.
So I think the biggest thing I always think about, and I want everybody to know how we met. I actually was in the process of signing up distribution level with Kinetic. It was actually that day the paperwork was done, and I was there late working, and I got an email from Sean from Excess Power. I've always heard about Excess Power. It's got a strong name, and the best decision I made was I didn't hit the send on the email, and then we spoke. Man, we've been working together now a few years, right? We've kind of taken over the lithium cell market together, which has been huge. You got us involved in Sundown, which is incredible, and now Full Tilt. I can tell you it's been a crazy road for you and me. I was loving that you're back in the competition. I don't even know where you find time for it at all, but definitely glad you were also one of the 3 that were on my first night with the Big Sound podcast. So I really appreciate it. We've been actually keeping in here, Sean. I don't know if you can see between 80 and 100 people which is awesome. Most podcasts I see start off and then they kick off. We actually been raising. So I want to give a shout out to everybody that's a follower, and man, we love you. This is what it's about. I tell it all the time in my videos. We wouldn't be, none of us, without the customer.
Yeah.
100%.
Can I answer this question on the screen?
Yeah, for sure.
So, Mitchell, I see you're asking about NHRA Sportsman. Well, I know Jeff, obviously, he sponsored an NHRA car, which is, I've been talking to him. So, I mean, every time we talk now, I mention that, oh, well, you bought an NHRA car. Just messing with him. That's a joke I have with him now. But yeah, we make batteries that are, for example, our Group 34, which is our best-selling battery of all time. It's a Group 34 3-year warranty, sealed lead acid AGM battery. That battery, again, has the most cranking amps and amp hour for any Group 34 in the market. And it is roughly 49 to 51 pounds, and it has over 1,000 cold cranking amps. Mitchell, if you're running a 12-volt system, that's where you're going to want to be. If you're running a 14 or a 16-volt system, which is really common for NHRA, drag racing, things like that, that would be another one. That'd be our D14 or our D1600. But we have options that are in that same casing for all three.
Indy SPL, no, not going to Slamology. We will be going at the end of the month to Made of Steel. Keep in mind, doing car shows when I first started, I was like, we're not the installer and we're not the manufacturer, but obviously with the growth we had, we are building the Yukon hair tricks for $1, and the $1's getting donated to breast cancer awareness. But we're starting to get into the shows. Keep in mind, we're so busy at the shop. It is hard to set up, get the things ready, the amount of money and time to go these, but we will be at Made of Steel coming up, and hopefully thereafter doing more shows for sure. Sean, what is the next show you're going to be competing at or showing up at?
So I'll be going to Slamology. I kind of mentioned when Bill mentioned how long he was in the industry, I was in the background here. Obviously nobody can see my face, but I was laughing because I'm like, man, Bill's been in the industry longer than I've been alive. Which I know is kind of crazy, but I was laughing at how long, Bill's a titan in this industry, and I get to see him at Slamology, which is of course our next big show. So we'll be there. After that, we have the Excess Power Show, which is at a drag strip. Man, we get to have all kinds of fun there. We get to do drag strip runs, demos, everything.
When obviously we came on Kicker, Bill reached out, and it got me because the first thing he said is, "Hey," and he didn't do it in a way like we don't know anything. He said, "Hey, if you guys need any help, if I can give any input," and he gave his number and an email for my team. Working with some of these brands, you got to understand, everyone, at this point of the game where we're at, we have to be picky and choosy what we bring in. Big Jeff is a brand now. We just finished our trademark. We're putting a name on it with this, and I think a lot of the manufacturers that come our way also know that how much time and marketing we put into it. But I can tell you, these three guys, these brands are in our lineup for a reason. It's the quality of the product, the customer service, and as you can see, we all work together, and that's a big thing. Let's go ahead and make sure everybody got in their comment, Excess Power, and then Sean, when you're ready, we got 52 entries. We're gonna be giving away the swag pack, which was just up on the screen. Full swag pack. We got some earpods, a book pack, lanyards, big tumbler. So nice little swag pack we'll send out to you. And then let me move this. There we go. All right, if you guys want to pull up that, Sean, you'll go ahead and announce the winner once we go ahead and draw it. Don't we have that little insert, guys?
It's giveaway time.
I love it.
Thomas Cameron, winner, chicken dinner.
Thomas, reach out 737 Big Jeff or go to bigjeffaudio.com. We appreciate you being along. Let's do this. I want to bring everybody in, if you could, guys. We can fill the screen up. Let's bring Bill in. Where we're going to be announcing the 10K, and then we got a special prize. And then if we can get everybody in, I just want everybody to kind of have a chance to meet my team, which is what we call the creative team. If you guys want to jump in, y'all too busy in the background. Yep. So I call them the creative team, and the reason why I call them that is because I tell them every day to be creative and curious. So a couple of reasons why is that we want to be different, Big Jeff Audio, and we want to be curious. We want to investigate and find and make things better. But we got Benjamin here. That's our Puerto Rican. He's got actually his own podcast. He reads tarot cards. He does that after hours. Anthony, we brought in, who has been writing all our blogs. He's an incredible writer. Taylor Orr up top. We call him Taylor the Hair. He's got some shampoo. Taylor's my workhorse. He's been killing it with the amount of lists put up. And then Taylor B, Big B there, who actually used to sell sneakers, Nike and stuff on Amazon. And we brought him aboard. These guys are actually doing this on their own free time, helping me out, trying to grow this. So this night is a big night. Now, I got everybody on here. So if you don't know, we've been doing a giveaway every week. I said every 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, we were going to give some away, and we've stepped it up. So if you guys, can you guys bring up, do we have the giveaway video on that or no? Not, we're going to announce the winner, but do you guys have the video that we could bring up?
Can we get a truck?
If not,
we don't have the video for the 10K giveaway.
That's fine. So even the one before that, we actually did at the racetrack in North Charlotte, which was crazy, right? My adrenaline's pumping, trying to even not fall over myself. I was on the racetrack. I got to see the burnout. You know, when you see your name on a race car and then you go home and watch it on Fox Sports, I can't explain it. But anyway, we're up to the 10K, and unfortunately, I know, Bill, you're on, but we were giving away a Rockford 16-inch speaker. Can you guys pull that up? Do we have that saved or no? If you don't, you're killing me here. They're looking for it? No? Okay. Well, so the way everybody had to enter, and they got to do it now is they need to obviously subscribe to our YouTube. They need to comment their name, location, and why they should win. And that the why doesn't matter, right? We still pick at random. I want to know about people. I want to know what makes them tick. And then finally, we started to step up where they actually would text giveaway to 737 Big Jeff, which I say that's the trifecta. Your name on a sports race car, your name on a phone number. Geez, man, it's crazy. And that's what we've been doing. So we're announcing tonight the 10K winner, which also every text we got, I was taking it and making it $1. So we had over 200 texts besides the comments. People weren't doing both. I think they're still trying to figure that out. So the winner's actually going to get $200 tonight of Big Jeff cash that can be used on bigjeffaudio.com. And they're getting a 16-inch either dual 1 or dual 2 Rockford subwoofer. So good giveaway. And then just so everybody knows, we start the next giveaway on Sunday at 6 p.m. On YouTube. And then obviously from now on, we're going to be announcing the winner on the podcast Thursday night. So really cool and happy along. So do we have some like a build up to the winner? You guys got something planned for that, or are we just going straight into it?
Yeah, we're going straight into it.
Oh, okay. Next one, I want definitely some kind of boom. Okay. And then
he's speaking.
Oop. What?
Something's wrong with your mic.
Something happened with your mic, Mr. Jeff.
Yeah, we're having difficulties, but
it's live, man. It's all good.
Yeah.
This is how we know it's not pre-recorded.
I had to reconnect a minute ago. Mine started acting funny.
Yep.
No worries.
Oh,
Back
you're
on?
muted now. Yep, there you go. You sound
there
great
you go.
now.
Yes?
Yes.
Oh, geez. Hold on 1 second.
His NHRA race car probably messed up his mic.
That'll do it.
That's what limiters
Hold
are
on.
for.
Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Am I back
Yes.
on? Okay. Geez, that was like the worst time. Okay. upset. I'm sorry, everybody. Working out the bugs. Okay, so can you make the top picture full size real quick? I want everybody.
Yeah, 1 second.
And let's just do this. 10 seconds. 10 seconds, and then go back. So 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take it away. All right, we can bring everybody back. Okay. We're going to get back into that, but there's a reason. I hope you all watched it because Sean donated 3 UC31s B stock, and we're going to be giving them away. And the way we're going to give those away, Sean, has everybody ever played Where's Waldo? Well, that picture is Where's Waldo. We're going to ask some questions, and hopefully you paid attention all night because it's been going. And we put it up there, and we're going to pick 3 winners. But let's get into it. The 10K giveaway winner of the Rockford 16-inch Dual 1 or Dual 2, doesn't matter to me. You could have your pick. And $200 Big Jeff cash to be used on the website is... Well, that was a big delay.
Who's got
the 10K winner is... You guys are killing me. Y'all fired. Don't even come in tomorrow.
Ben, I thought that was you.
Ben, where's it at, Ben? You're killing us.
Oh, the graphic guy didn't put it on. It's Mac Beast 78722.
Okay, can we get it on real quick, Mac Beast? Because that blew the whole thing. Can you download the picture? I sent it on Teams to y'all. Ben, that went to you directly. Oh. There we go. All right, that'll work. That was easy. Okay, so the winner of the 10K giveaway, Mac Beast 7822, says, Chris from Austin, Texas, if I win the 16-inch subwoofer, then it is a gift I've been trying to save money for years. When I heard it, I was, I guess I was pleased or released. I'm not sure. We'll say pleased. That is picked just like we do everything. It's all automated. And it's cool when the person who wins is, really into it. So congratulations. Yeah. Make sure you reach out to us. So, all right, let's give away these UC31, Sean. So let's do this. Can Sean, Bill, and Jacob, do you guys see a chat from us? Can you see a chat?
I see a private chat.
A private chat?
Okay. Sure, yeah.
So let's do this. You guys sent me all 3 questions. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. I'm going to put this on the private chat. I'm going to let you guys ask the question. Hold on. So we'll do Sean and...
Didn't know there's going to be a pop quiz. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bill and then Jacob. So I'm going to send this over. You guys should see the chat. If you want to read it off, Sean, you're the first one there. Should have just probably done it one at a time. Sean, here you go. If you want to ask that question.
So what part number was on the sundown speaker box in that photo?
Okay, so you need to comment that right now. Taylor B is keeping track of that. Sean says to win the UC31 B stock, you need to answer what was the part number on the sundown speaker in the box. So if you were paying attention, Jacob's smiling, so you might even notice it. I think he would see his stuff right away and go, bam, right? Okay. So we'll go on to the next one. Let me put it back up, and we'll have Bill take care of this. Bill, go ahead.
How many security cameras are on Big Jeff's screen?
Okay, well, that's fine. We'll go to that one. Okay, so the question was, how many security cameras did you see on there? That'll be your second question to win one of the UC31s. And then, Jacob, if you can ask the last one.
There's your first winner
hold
right
on.
there.
Sure. There, first winner he was paying attention to sundown. Congratulations.
Wow.
Shannon, you won a UC31 B-Stock. It is Sean, we call that a Ultra Cap or Super Cap? What is the proper terminology?
It's an Ultra Cap module.
Ultra Cap module, which has Bluetooth, right? So
correct.
You can actually pair it to your phone. They are amazing. And those actually are made to be added into the system. You can't run those by themselves. But the cool thing is it actually Bluetooths, and there's an app and everything. Huge seller. I can't even tell you how many we sell. Sean sends them by the pallet. Incredible. So there's our winner for that question. Oh, okay. Joshua Howe wins one, Sean, because he guessed 16. There's actually way more cameras here. I just left it on 16 on purpose because they went too small. That would be too hard to count over 32. But congratulations. And then, Jacob, if you want to hit up this last question again.
Here we go. What hat was on the bottom right of the shelf can?
What hat? You know what everybody's doing? They're rewinding this, right? Can they do that live?
Yeah.
There's got to be somebody's tricky, right? They're doing this because I'm blown away. They saw the part number. To be honest with you, the cameras were pretty simple because it would stick in your head. Okay. Anybody know what hat was on the bottom right of the shelf? So that was all the way at the bottom. Oh, no way. Black Diamonds, but you're close. Black Diamond Audio. That's Big Jeff house brand. It's been doing great for us. But yeah, you won the other UC31, Sean. Congratulations to everybody. Listen, this has been one heck of a night. I know we had a few hiccups, but for our first episode, I believe we hit it off. We actually got set up with Spotify. So we're trying to take this show to another level and broadcast it everywhere and get as many what I call A-list people. And you guys are definitely A-list in my opinion for sure. And we're going to have this up on Spotify, and then obviously it'll be shared out. If anybody has any input or questions or answers, these guys, when this is playing, they can go ahead and comment back later on. Let's do this. Jacob, best way, I know you probably get 1,000 messages, but if somebody wanted to really try to get a hold of you, what is the best way?
If they want to contact me directly, just my email, jacob@suddenaudio.com. I also open my personal Facebook page where people can follow me. And if it's a picture that I posted about something I'm working on, I try to answer all those questions to the best of my ability because I actually enjoy that. So, as long as people are being polite and reasonable, remember that. So, but I love answering questions, explaining things to people. I actually do enjoy that quite a bit.
Just keep in mind, everybody, I know for me, we get thousands of messages, sometimes 100 a day, and comments and stuff. So understand that not all the time it's seen, and it's not that you're ignored. And let me tell you, there's a few people out there, I'm not going to say names, that kill it for everybody else. Right, Sean? I mean, there's some people that you try to be nice to, right? And it ends up backfiring, right? Because then they just go into not even hater mode, like devil mode, and just want to just bash you. So keep in mind, this is a thing that we all do, and it's a lot of work. Listen, Bill, how can we get a hold of you? If they got some questions, I know obviously they can contact Kicker support, but obviously we learned tonight you have a ton of information, and I didn't know, and I kind of mad at myself that you're involved in this. You're not just a guy sitting back behind a desk all day. You're actually involved in this. How do they reach out? Best way with you?
Well, I put it into the feed already. It's social@kicker.com, or any of the social media channels. You can direct message me. I'm pretty much that department, so anything you want to know, I can either find out or I know somebody that does.
That's awesome.
Sometimes I'll just reach out to Jacob. I'll ask him.
I'm sure everybody's going to be blowing you up asking about the Solo X's and when they're coming out. Real quick, because I didn't ask, Jacob, you got one to look at. What can you give us just a quick? Because actually we're on time. We made it to 8:30. I was expecting a little bit longer. So if you guys don't mind, I have a couple questions of my own. How did that come about?
So Kyle got a pallet of them, and I've been pretty excited to see Kicker come back into this. And Kicker invited me to learn some information about this stuff a while ago. Of course, that's all top secret. But they were really
the two
polite.
brands. You guys communicate then. It's
not
like
absolutely.
Screw you.
I got to tell you something really cool happened to me. Steve actually called me on my cell phone, and I'm actually very not good about phone calls, but I talked to Steve about tech stuff, and I was like, that was really cool.
Sorry, but by the way, that's Steve Irby, as in the founder of Kicker.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Wow. I mean, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
let me tell you a little bit about what I think about the new Soul X. To me, it's very exciting. I was really impressed with it, and it's going to make sure that us little guys have to stay on our toes because it's a really damn good product. I measured the Theo Smalls myself, fully broken in. It's going to play low. It's going to play loud. It's going to handle a lot of power. So I think people are going to be very happy with them. And the price is very reasonable for what it is. I've seen comments, oh, it's too expensive. No, I don't think
so. No way. That's what blew me away was the price. Because, we obviously, and not to say, we sell a lot of Def Bounce, right? And the stuff's not cheap, guys. No. And, $800-900 a subwoofer. So what blew me away, Bill, 2,000 watts RMS. That's all you need.
And that's like a really, really conservative rating. It's a great product. Kicker did a lot of work there. I'm a little bit familiar with the things that they've done, and I got to say, when they say 2,000, they mean it, and then some.
Right.
We test that sub for 100 hours at RMS.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's a beast.
Sean, let me ask you this: what if you were to pick the dream sub? What is give us your pick, right? If let me classify it. For the everyday banger, price conscious, right? We call the base budgets or all the different groups, and then what is like the Lamborghini in your opinion?
Man,
I put them on the spot, right?
I have so many choices. So I'll tell you, when I first started coming in competition, it was the Sundown SA Classic, the original SA. I used to just absolutely beat the tarnation out of the Sundown SAs for the cost that they are, for the wattage that they can handle. Yeah. Jacob, you probably know off the top of your head what the original RMS was on that driver. Not that I ever used.
It was rated 600.
Yeah, and we would put 4,000 to 6,000 watts a piece to those on a burp, and on music it'd be 1,000 daily. And for the cost, it was that was the first Sundown sub I ever remember seeing familiar with it. And along with the old SAZ amps, which became then the SCV amps, I became real familiar with those. One after one, and then the U series became the next one of my favorites as far as the I hate to call it the budget banger, but it is for what it does. It's ridiculous, and now I still say that U series.
I got a couple questions that we missed. This is a good one. I guess this could go to Bill or maybe even Jacob. What is the biggest? Hey, you doing? All right, you're on our first episode. That's awesome. Who is she?
It's Maya. It's my daughter.
Okay. Well, you're live all over the scene, definitely nationwide. Okay, baby. Look at you. So, what is the biggest 12-inch square they could throw in a quad box? I know we get that question a lot of times. People love that quad box, right? Mm-hmm. Or they bought it from somebody that blew them up or whatever. Mm-hmm. What can they really put in there?
Realistically, I've seen people put L7Ss in it, but I have seen one person, and no, we do not officially recommend this, but I have seen one person put in a pair of solo X's in there.
So they closed off the other squares.
Yes, they closed it off, and they threw, I think, 5,000 watts to it, and it was just sitting there going, okay, and it was doing pretty good. But that's the biggest I've seen. But that would be something pretty customized. Under those circumstances with that type of sub, I would much rather see somebody, instead of repurpose something like the quad box, I'd rather see them go to someone like you and say, make me an enclosure that's correct.
Right.
Let me tell you what type of music I'm playing for the most part. Let's build a custom enclosure for my vehicle that's going to look right, and it's going to sound the way I want it to sound.
Yeah. I saw, Beckman's in here. I don't know if you guys noticed. We carry their alternators. I'm using 3 of them in the Yukon. We just came on board as a distributor for them. So I want to give them a shout out because we do have them booked for a future show here, which everybody, just so you know, you can go to our Facebook page /Big Jeff Audio. We have an events section. The other cool thing is on our website, now we have a calendar section, and we're putting everything in there. So you always keep up to date, always, and then with the bell on YouTube, you always know. So make sure you like, love, share, do it all. We appreciate it. This is what we do it for. We got a question from Daniel Jesus Jr. You want to take that one over there?
Sure. We should get the first small run of the motors within 30 days or so. They're going to be coming in batches, so hopefully we can keep up with the demand for them. They're a very time-consuming motor to produce. So it's taken a little bit longer than I would have hoped, but I think people are going to love them. But yeah, about a month for the first small batch.
Sean, I know the biggest thing you're holding up. I was about to get into that, the Titan, right? Go ahead, take it over, man.
So something you and I were speaking about is how, and one of the questions we had discussed, kind of talking about, was how power. Jacob had mentioned the ability and power in such small footprints, how things have changed, and this is an example of that. This is our Titan 8 series. Now, this is a topless edition, so it doesn't have any top posts. It's meant to not have any conductivity points on the top and just from the sides only. But this one right here, so 5 to 10 years ago, Jacob and Bill may be able to explain that better, but 5 to 10 years ago, how long it would take, or how much watt power, or how much weight it would take for you to handle 5 to 7,000 watts. But instead, this by itself at 9 pounds can handle 5 to 7,000 watts. And not only that, but the custom tooling that went behind this proprietary one, there's bus bars built in underneath. So you can see that. There's bus bars built in underneath. So all
those things are amazing.
So you've got 4 positives and 4 negatives built in this battery. So like in my setups, they come with bolt spots right there. So all you have to do is mount them flat, and then the wires come up from the bottom, and then you put your covers on that have our logo on them. Put those on the side.
Besides this not just being a battery somebody threw a sticker on, the design, what else makes that thing so special? Because they're not cheap. We'll say, they're what, $6.99 on up, right? So, what if you were to kind of shrink it in a couple words, what makes that Titan besides the design? What is it?
So Titan 8 is actually a play on word for the chemistry, which is different than most lithiums prior to now, which is lithium titanate oxide. It says that on the top of it. The cool thing, without getting too technical about lithium titanate oxide, is that it can use an AGM style charger, so there's no reason to integrate into an additional cost of a lithium charger. You can operate them with 12-volt AGM batteries, so there's no reason to replace your upfront battery. They can handle a high output alternator. For example, this one battery is good for 7,000 watts with one of McMahon's 300 amp alternators. By itself, in the back of the vehicle, no change. Even better thing is you can charge it in less than 8 minutes from fully dead to fully charged and expect 15 plus years easily out of this battery right here.
Wow. So you're getting your money's worth. It's not just a name thing. There's technology, yes. There's design, there's everything else. Hey, Bill, besides the Solo X, what do you think, in your opinion, is like a flagship kicker item?
I'm going to say the key. One of the big things that we want to help fix is all of the factory equalization, the delays, the all-pass filters. It's just an LOC, but it's all done in the digital domain, so it's not an analog.
Somebody said, if you see on the screen, Warhorse. I keep hearing about that.
Well, yeah, the Warhorse will be big, and it's big and it's cool and it's awesome. But for the real world installers that are out there, the key LOC is a really cool, really important thing that they can do to drastically increase the sound quality and get a factory system to give a far flatter curve so you can do what you want with the rest of the stereo. To me, that's a far bigger deal. The Warhorse is big, and it's a Halo product, and it's a Ferrari, and that's great. Right. But big bass is part of our lives, but music is a dominating force in my life, and I want the ability to do whatever I want with my audio. The key LLC makes that happen.
Sean, I guess the question would be, and I'm seeing on my side, is there going to be a change later down the road, being that you're directly integrated with Sundown with your competition, or?
No, but so I have multiple vehicles, and if you know me very long, you know that I have multiple vehicles, and I'm always buying and selling, trading, and I'm competing multiple vehicles. I have a large amount of compacts in my Caravan, so I tend to have several things going, and that's going to be a musical, like a Burt musical class, like bass boxing, what it is. So that'll be kind of meant for that.
And Jacob, any demo vehicle for you in the future to compete?
Okay, so I always get a question. Hey, Big Jeff. Okay, so I always get a question.
So
We're gonna go to that one for sure because that's a
yeah.
funny one. I got thousands and thousands. But is there any? Are you ever gonna maybe compete, or is it just not your thing?
I don't think so, but I did buy a little Honda for testing. What I want to do with it, once we had to clear some space in our warehouse, we got pretty full. I got this little Honda with 215s, and what I want to do with it is test every product in there and then share that data so I can show to the average consumer, like, okay, with 500 watts on an E series, this is what I got. With 500 watts on a U series, this is what I got. But then also the max, so a customer, because I get this question all the time, how much louder is a U than an SA? How much louder is this than that? And it's also going to be frequency dependent. So I'll probably do like each octave or something like that and have like a reference.
I know years ago I was a big JL Audio fan years ago, right? And the owner had an Austin Mini. That's what he used to do. He had a slide out, and he would pull it out and change, leave everything the same and just change it out every time. And that's how he did it. All right. Listen, this has been an incredible night. I want to play this video real quick, and then we'll close it up. Can you guys bring up, before we get into it, we sell a lot of American bass. Things went really bad with Bob. Definitely customer service and everything else, but I didn't even realize I grabbed that woofer, which you'll see in this video. And I didn't get called from Bob for like 6 months till this came on. But can you guys run that video real quick, and then we'll go to
so I always get a question, hey, Big Jeff, how do we get a lot of bass out of like under a seat or in the back of a truck or something? Like, we need a shallow woofer. They're like, hey, Big Jeff, I already bought a woofer like this, but it won't fit. So what do? I want bass. I said, well, you need to make it into a shallow woofer. They said, well, how am I supposed to do that? Well, this is how you do it. Now it's a flat sub. Not sure how well good it's gonna sound, but it's sure flat now. BigJeffAudio.com. Hit us up. Okay, so I always get a question, hey, Big Jeff, how do we get a lot of bass out of... All
right, you guys don't have that other one real quick that we dropped off of the second tier in the warehouse? We don't have that up, do we? Okay. Well, there's no one. Maybe that'll be for another podcast with Bob and warranties. But, yeah, that video gets me every time. Listen, I want to, man, big shout out to all of our viewers. We wouldn't be here without you. Sean Mail, thank you so much for... just coming on my first night. I hope we continue to do business for a very long time. And, Jacob, we're just meeting. And, man, you're a cool dude, man. Honestly, real deal.
Thank you.
It's nice to really see that, man, you really got your hands on all this. It's real. It's not Alibaba and, a stamp. There's not too many people or brands, all these new brands coming up that are just slapping names on it. We get hit up all the time. Oh, we're looking for a distributor. And it's like, okay, it's we've seen it 1,000 times. You guys, Sundown, are becoming an innovator. And I say that sincerely. Bill, man, you're just full of knowledge. I hope we continue to talk and, learn from you for sure. And I just thank you so much. We'll be doing these every Thursday night, 7:30 to about 8:30. We went a little bit over tonight because we had people still in. We basically stayed over 80 people throughout the night, so that's awesome. I greatly appreciate it. And the little one there, it's time for your bedtime, I think. But
that's right.
I'm Big Jeff Audio, signing off. First episode podcast. See you next week. Man, thank you so much. Thank you.
Thanks,
so much.
guys. Take care.
Good night, everyone.
See you.